Spotify, Spotify with Rekordbox, Spotify with Algoriddim DJ. This is a long time coming in the DJ booth, in the industry as a whole. It's going to be a lot more DJs out there, to say the least. To get you caught up, the latest news is that Spotify and Serato are now joining forces in the DJ booth. They're not leaving out Pioneer's Rekordbox or Alpha Theta, nor Algoriddim DJ. And if this seems a little familiar for some of the OG streamers out there, they did have this. Spotify was a part of your menu, a drop down in your Serato. And it was nice to be able to pull from your playlists and drag them into your left and right deck. It was one of those pieces that was sorely missed after it was pulled down. Now, I wasn't part of the backdoor dealings to understand why Spotify detached from these streaming DJ software platforms, but it was sorely missed. And we had to figure out other ways to get our libraries out there onto dance floors. There were many workarounds like Tidal and Deezer and SoundCloud, and there were these third-party go-betweens like Crate Hackers, as well as SoundIs and Tune My Music to move your playlist from one to the next. It was a big tangled web. And I dare I say, I saw this coming a long time ago. I knew that there was going to be that friction period, that point where it's almost similar to that time where the older generation didn't know how to program their VCRs and flash 12 o'clock because the technology inside programming a VCR, if you remember, there's a lot of buttons and back presses in the menu that you had to get to make that VCR stop flashing 12 o'clock. We are the generation that dealt with that friction. In our story, it's more about the streaming and MP3 adoption. We had to learn a lot of hard lessons with our library as we migrated from MP3 to streaming. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still going to be a need for MP3s. I know many naysayers in the chat and in the group are going to say, you need critical songs downloaded. You certainly need the wedding songs for the first dance. No question about that. But again, to think about the creativity and to also think that access songs to practically every song in the world is available once again back in your DJ software, you're going to have a hard time saying no to any requests. Every venue has Wi-Fi for the most part. And that is one thing about the first iteration of Spotify in the DJ booth. The only drawback to this is that there is no Wi-Fi offloading, caching. The clear winner in this so far, this space is currently owned by BeatSource and SoundCloud DJ. You can flip a little switch onto your playlists and cache them, almost like an offline cookie in a way, sort of like an MP3. But if you close out of your BeatSource account or cancel your SoundCloud, you're going to lose access to these. So therein lies the friction, again, that we deal with. More friction is in store for Spotify, as there's no offline locker. You can't cache it. You can't cookie it. It's either one and done. You have to have a strong Wi-Fi. But again, we never thought we were going to be at this point 5 years ago. There were many naysayers to think that there was a short-lived shelf life with streaming in general for DJs. And we're right now seeing at this moment that crumble before our eyes. I want you to take down that wall and start to think about not just Serato face anymore, but Spotify face. If you haven't been collecting our battle-tested, bulletproof playlists over the past 5 years, you're probably going to be running into an organization nightmare now more than ever. Again, to repeat this, 150,000 songs are loaded into Spotify every day. 99% of them, garbage for DJs. We need to filter down. We need to organize. We need to find that right song to play at the right time. And so now more than ever, with every song available at our fingertips, we need to organize, get these playlists down, because you're going to have this, I can see a friction now between your MP3s and your streaming catalog being a real challenge between if you know where it is. You see what I'm saying? If you don't know if that song is a streaming version or an MP3 version, you may have a hard time determining as you drag and drop what version it is. You may or may not have that one downloaded in time. You may not have the actual physical file. There's going to be some issues there, not knowing what version of song you have. So things like that will get solved over time. It's now time for the DJs to really realize that the playing field is leveled. We are now at this stage where anybody with a Spotify premium account can be a DJ. Heck, there's even technology inside Spotify that doesn't even need a DJ anymore. I don't know if you've seen the new toggle that allows you to mix any Spotify playlist. Yeah, we're here. This is it. So what's next? Quality, not quantity. Hyper niching down to your brand, getting very, very local with your playlists. Can you build an Atlanta playlist that is super rare and niche down? Can you monetize like we do with Crate Hackers? The beautiful thing about this marriage between Spotify and Serato is that you can monetize your playlist. If you are an expert in Atlanta, you can niche down and make an Atlanta playlist that is available for 7 days, for example. You could sell it for just that time, NFT it, blockchain it. There's so many possibilities and do this legally now. No longer do we have to worry about this underworld of Dropbox and file sharing. I think the playing field is leveled. It opens the door for anybody to DJ. And then it also breaks down a lot of friction, a lot of walls, a lot of legalities. Where we stand in terms of artists being compensated, there's this point now where many artists are scrapping their catalog altogether on Spotify because they're not getting monetized nearly as much as they would if they were to take their edits and put them on a Bandcamp or a Patreon. Patreon and Bandcamp are coming to a slow crawl end shortly for a lot of editors out there. That's the talk. They're shutting them down. They're being more incentivized to put their edits on streaming through BeatSource, or you've heard that Club Killers and BeatSource are currently in talks and working on edits together. They have the top 100 edits there. So you're going to start to see more of these underbelly transactions be a little bit more top level. I see that happening. If you are a producer, if you are an editor, now's the time to start thinking, okay, what do I do with this catalog? Because the walls are closing in on you. They really are. Either you keep these on your personal hard drive and perform them in legal venues and not get caught, or you strike arrangements with these people who have the streaming catalog licenses. I'm seeing that happen a lot. You're starting to see these talks between small record pools and streaming empires. Where are we going with it? Well, again, it goes back to the playing field is level. The music's going to be a lot more disorganized for now, and the future is wide open. And I'm here for it. Once again, you're seeing somebody who's been talking about this migration for some time, and I've been playing this game long term. I put some time in back in 2020 on curating the best playlists that Spotify ever had, that once those doors were open, we'd be ready for them. So my point is, hopefully you, I want you to join us. Check out our playlist and build them with us. Feel part of the community every Tuesday night with our hackathon. This is the future of streaming. Community, collaborative, really bringing that party back to the dance floors, regardless of what form of media allows it in 2025. My name is Aaron Traley with the Crate Hackers. If you enjoy these kind of talks, we at least drop up a video here, long form on YouTube, and we drop it once a week, but we do every Tuesday nights live on Twitch, where we really fine tune these playlists and then send them out for free for you to stream and rock your party. So get on board, follow us on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, and happy hacking.